It's like buying insurance in blackjack. Yeah, of course, sometimes they're gonna have it. You're better off not taking it.
I never buy insurance in blackjack.
But why do you want to buy points? This is the sports betting analogy.
Because it's key numbers, man. You got to
but they are ripping you off for the key number. This is the point. It's just like the insurance in blackjack. You don't take it because you know the math of blackjack, and it's a ripoff. And it's the exact same in sports betting. They're not giving you a fair price.
You are correct. You have worn me out with facts. I get it.
Mayo experience.
Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by Underdog Fantasy. Code Mayo at Underdog Fantasy right now. Get you a deposit bonus of up to $1,000. And if you use code Mayo, you get yourself a free pick with CeeDee Lamb, higher or lower than half a yard. What side are you taking, Rob Pizzola?
Over.
There we go. Cam, you too?
I like the under. Contrarian. Yes. Give me CeeDee Lamb. I got to tell you, before we start the show, I was raging to Pizzola. I got the under 7.5 in the Jays game, and the Jays. They have a 1-0 lead in the ninth. I got a guy with a no-hitter. He gives up a cookie on an 0-2 pitch. He would have got the out and maybe probably won the game 1-0. They take him out. Ding, 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 the Mets. And it's 7 runs. I go, ooh, I still got one. And then the Jays score a pointless run off a single in the bottom of the... Pizzola, was that not one of the worst beats next to the Tennessee Titans last week? You tell me. Joke.
Hey, what is pain? You ever seen that meme before?
Yeah, that's pain.
Yeah,
that is pain, bro.
Yes.
What a swing. I went from winning every bet to losing every bet. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Cabrera. Thanks, Blue Jays. Let's talk football. I'm done with these idiots.
It's funny you mentioned the Tennessee things. I've brought this up like twice, so I'll bring it up again. I got to keep saying the same thing over and over. I only got so many points to make, Rob. But that Levis pick swung my entire gambling day. Like, it just, everything went so badly for me after that pick. It was unbelievable.
It was, I remember it was basically yesterday. It was this week, but Jacksonville was also blowing it at the same time for me. And I was really, really struggling with my emotions at that exact moment because the Bears offense did nothing. It's like the most misleading final score in the last decade. Absurdly bad how you can lose a game like that. When your coach comes out after the game and says, we could have punted on every first down with the lead and we would have won, you know it's really bad. And he's not wrong. He's actually not wrong.
It's true.
They could have punted. But you know what? It balances out because I had no right winning Lions -3.5 Sunday Night Football. Yeah, but they win the coin toss in overtime. They go down the field. Sometimes you get bad beats, but
Rob, they actually let them back in the game, though. They were pounding the crap out of those guys. I was at the casino with my girlfriend for a concert, whatever. Weren't the Lions up like 17? Because I remember I hit the blackjack table. Yeah, 17-3. So that's the whole problem with these guys. They let them back in the game, right? They got to learn how to put their foot on teams' throats and get it done.
It wasn't so much that Tennessee lost the game; it's that they didn't cover the 3.5.
I know.
I agree.
Honestly, that's the worst. It's just like. And they had the ball at the end of the game too. And I'm just thinking like Levis one time, man. Like I don't want to use my one time in the first week of the NFL, but I knew it was going to, and I had such a good day, but that soured the entire day for me. It was just
the game in the Supercontest, Rob. We go 4-1 without that game. That's a great start. I gotta tell you, Levis, eat some more of your Duke's Mayo, you loser. It was such a crap. This guy's too much. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something, Pizzola. Talk about my loser backups. I'll take some of them over Will Levis. That guy reeks.
Well,
he stinks.
I am ready for you to make Green Bay your gold pick this week, Cam, with their amazing backup.
I was actually thinking about it, but I got more problems. But we'll go through the board. We're going
to have to add Malik Willis to the list, I think, at some point.
Oh, it could be ugly. You're right.
He might already be on the list, in fairness.
You know what? I'm sure Cam has praised Malik Willis before. He has had 3 starts in the NFL where he's failed to get 100 yards in any of them.
Yeah, but he covered a Sunday Night Football game in overtime against the Chiefs.
Yeah. As a 14-point underdog.
Hey,
different
still
story.
covered it. Still covered it.
I agree. I remember it clearly. I remember that game very clearly. They could have won that game. They could have won.
Here's the bottom line. It's a bad pick. It was a bad draft pick with Malik Willis. We all know that. But We'll see how he does this week. You get a second chance.
What was worse, Tennessee drafting Malik Willis or me betting on him to go first overall in that same year and he went like the third round or something?
Those are some shitty bets, Pat. But hey, look at me too. It doesn't matter. I thought I had a good bet today. I got my dick in my hand. Like it happens. Bad things happen. All right, let's be honest though. Tennessee is one of the worst drafting of quarterback teams. Like Rob, remember Jake Locker from Washington?
Yeah.
Like these guys haven't gotten it right in how long with the quarterback since McNair? Right.
Well, Pat fell victim to that year to the viral video of his workout where he threw like a 75-yard pass downfield and everyone started going nuts.
It was amazing. It was such. I've even brought it up like twice this week already, being like, yeah, well, listen, they should just do 2 plays. They should just run the Anthony Richardson playbook for Malik Willis and watch it work like a 10th as well.
You're right.
Well, he was Liberty, right?
Yeah, Liberty. Yeah, bad pick.
What a fall from the grace that never was, I guess.
The Liberty Flames.
Yeah.
What a team.
Well, here are some more bad picks. Our picks from last week. Rob was able to go 2-1, which was nice. However, Carolina was his gold pick. I don't think that one turned out. But it was, you know what? It was as big of a loser as my Tennessee gold pick, Cam. You pushed your gold pick with Seattle -6. Silver
book was 5.5, but anyway, I'll take the push.
You know what, Pat? I actually owe you you tried to talk us out.
We wanted the Steelers.
Well, no. You know in Happy Gilmore when Happy goes into Chubb's office and he's trying to get him back and he's like, "You were right. I was wrong. You're the best. I'm the worst. You're very attractive. I'm not very good looking." That's what I want to say to Pat right now about the Saints. Pat, that game, instant regret. Like, 5 minutes into the game that you're cooked. No hope. It's not one of those where you're like, I want to go out and live bet this team. They have a chance. It's like, no, it's over. They cannot possibly score 17 points in this game. Mark it on L. Pat, you got me on that one.
I'm with Pizzola. We always tell the truth here on the show. I'm a fucking idiot. I didn't think the Carolina Panthers were that bad. My girlfriend goes, your mood has changed quickly. What has happened? I go, Carolina's already down in this game. We have no fucking chance to hit our plays and teaser anymore. So let's just go to this. Let's get drunk and go to this fucking concert that you want to go to early because I'm pissed. And then we were watching the Tennessee game and that one fell apart. I didn't have the stones to tell her, oh shit, after Carolina, that happened too. What a fucking shit show. But anyway, the Seahawks got it done. So that was nice. And I had the Chargers too. But Pat, I'm going to tell you, this league is so damn volatile. I don't think the Saints are that good. Is Carolina that shit? And do we take them this week?
We might be able to talk ourselves into Carolina this week, but it's less of a Carolina thing, Rob. I think it would be more of a play against people who are like, well, the Chargers are legit now. Let's like pump the brakes on that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not one of those where you're coming out and you're like, oh, I want to back. Carolina was a fluke lot. And we all know Carolina's shit at this point, but it is very different situation for the Chargers. Like here's the thing with the Chargers. I golfed with Jeff this week. I was talking to him about this and he's very excited. I mean, the Raiders had a -3 turnover differential. Gardner Minshew was dropping the ball out of his hands. I don't know what the hell he's doing, what's going on there. But their -3 turnover differential, the score is still 16-10 midway through the fourth quarter before Antonio Pierce decides to like make the worst punt I've seen in my life. But it's not like the Chargers steamrolled these guys. Like everyone's talking about the Chargers like, Harbaugh ball and this and that. Okay, it's good that they got a win. They might have lost this game in the past before, but maybe time to pump the brakes a little bit. Like they can't throw downfield. All this running game is so great.
Did Jeff? Hold on. If you golf with Jeff this week, did he bring up that if it was held today, that Joe Alt would be Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, he made some references to Control Alt Delete, as he said a few times. Yeah, he's already talking about Joe Alt rookie. He did mention it at least 3 or 4 times. He's
amazing.
He's very happy with the draft pick. Very happy.
It's a good pick.
Yep, I agree.
So far, so good. Well, let's get to the gold picks for this week. We'll get off the schneid a little bit. As I told Cam off air in my millions picks, I did go 3-2, and he went 3-2 in the Supercontest. If Tennessee just gets us there, we're off to a hot start at 4-1 with the big money on the line. But we'll try to get some back this week for us and all of you out there. Entertainment purposes only, people. That's what we always preach on this show. I am going to. Oh, it went down. Damn it! I'm still going to take it. I'm taking the Cleveland Browns +3. as my gold pick this week. Like, if we're going to zag on different teams, I understand that Watson sucks. I think Jacksonville sucks too, Rob. Like, I like them coming into the year. I thought they looked. Listen, you can say that, ETN gets in the end zone. That game is completely different. Sure, they didn't do anything in that game to really impress me, though.
Yeah, I don't think they suck. I think they're a very average team. I do think that there's a little bit of overreaction to week one in this game. Cleveland had a horrible matchup. If you're down your 2 starting tackles, the team you don't want to face is Dallas, who has a very, very good outside pass rush. And I don't think Jacksonville can expose it as much. I'm still monitoring the Cleveland injury report. I would love to see them get an offensive lineman back. But I like Cleveland in this game, and the market's kind of come all the way back on Cleveland as well. Deshaun Watson is not good. Let's call it out for what it is. But he's not as bad as he was made to look last week either. And Jacksonville has a horrible secondary. Like, their number one corner, Tyson Campbell, is injured this week. Ronald Darby's their number one corner now. So Cleveland can spread it, get the ball out of his hands quickly, throw the ball. I like this, Pat. I'll be with you on the Browns this week.
I thought it was 3.5. Well,
there is actually still one.
No,
3.5.
there's 3.5.
Where is it? Is
no,
it
you got to take it.
Is it from
it's at FanDuel.
All right, if it's at FanDuel, I'm
correct.
taking it. 3.5 it is. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's legit. It's not on my street book with fake flags from weird countries. It's legit. Trust me.
But
It's fine.
besides Georgia being the weirdest and using Georgia the country instead of Georgia the school, what is the weirdest flag?
Well, they do, and also they do Australian Football League. I told you, there's a team called the St. Kilda Saints, and they use the New Orleans Saints logo.
Yeah.
Like, they do weird stuff. And then the Brisbane Lions is the Detroit Lions. No, you're the Brisbane Lions. Like, they steal NFL logos, and Rob knows for college, it gets even fucking crazier. They got some really weird shit going on, but it's entertaining.
Yes.
So the Browns is where I'm going to refresh the rules from last week. And we'll do a teaser this week, which we forgot to do last week.
Yeah.
Rob and I can't make any of the same picks, but Cam is at ease to take whoever he wants.
Thank you. Because I got forced into that Washington pick. I'm not going to say whatever I would have.
Cam, you didn't get forced into the Washington
No,
pick.
you're
We told you these rules last week.
You're right. You're right. I'm an idiot. I like Pittsburgh a lot. I made the wrong decision as usual. We
actually made it as easy for you as possible to pick whatever you wanted. There was forcing
I'm wrong
of
again. Pat's right about the Saints. I'm a fucking Carolina. Stupid fucking Carolina. That Rob, that was the word. I should lose my betting privileges.
No, you listen. You shouldn't. It doesn't matter. There's going to be games where you win by a blowout, lose. It doesn't matter. They all count for the same. They literally all count for the same. You say it's a bad handicap, I move on with life, and that's it. Just forget about it.
One question, and then I'm going to stop with my stupid questions. Can I do this? Out of these favorites, Dallas, Baltimore, and Seattle, who do you guys like the best? And then I'll shut up.
Dallas.
Seattle.
Repeat that.
I like Dallas. He likes Seattle. I also like Seattle too.
Okay, good.
And I also like Dallas a little too.
Is Seattle 3 or 3.5?
It's
3. There's no 3s anymore. There's no 3s.
There's no 3.5s. There's only 3s, isn't there?
I like
it is
Dallas.
3.5.
Only 3.5.
Okay, what do you guys think about Baltimore? Sorry, I said one question. It's actually 3. Baltimore? Too many points?
I actually really like the Raiders.
Okay, cool. Good. Now we're reading each other's mail. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take the Denver Broncos as my gold pick. Bo Nix at home. I'm not sold on this Pittsburgh shit. They didn't get a touchdown against Atlanta. Cousins was hurt. I watched the Seattle game, every fucking snap of it. Denver, they had a couple safeties in the game. Seattle, they played good, but that's a road game for Bo Nix. Now you're at home. I think they can simplify things. 2.5. It's 3. Hey, what's going on here? Yeah, I'm taking a 3. I don't get.
Where's the 3? Where's the 3?
I'll find one. I'll find one right now.
No 3s, Cam. No 3s. They have evaporated into thin air. Just like this gold pick.
This is bullshit. You can't take 3. I can't get a 3. What's okay? What's it on FanDuel, Rob? Is it 2.5?
It's 2.5 everywhere. It's 2.5 everywhere.
I'm gonna absolutely. I can't believe this is happening. Okay, no. What do I do here?
You buy a half a point, and we charge you at minus 135.
We can't do that on the show.
We cannot. That's one rule we're not bending on.
I was actually going to look for another favor from you guys. I'm out of favors. Like this, you pivot
to a teaser.
Times. Yeah.
You pivot to a 2-game teaser, and you use Denver as one of the 2.
The only way that will give you the half point is if you pull a Shannon Sharp right now live.
What, you want me to take off my clothes?
Well, Rob, did you see this?
I'm thinking of surgery.
Do you want to tell him what's happening right now?
No, I have no.
No.
What's going on here? It's like, yeah, help me, please, Rob.
There's
you understand?
There's an Instagram live out there right now.
It's going on right now in real time.
Like he's beating somebody up, or
Yeah.
what's
No.
Not
I guess
quite.
what would be more like if you had to.
He's in a hotel giving it to, like, having sex with a woman.
He's not necessarily having sex with her. I don't know if you like.
There's
okay,
some stuff going down.
I'm
There's
getting
another way it's
closer.
going down. It's going
I'm
down
getting
now.
closer.
You're
There's
getting pretty
things
close
happening.
here. It's live on Instagram. Probably doing better
if
ratings than us.
If I said the word lube, I'd be getting closer to the golden egg. Is that what we're talking about?
Maybe he's just going down on her.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with oral sex. Everybody. Hey, Pat, look at my tongue. Like Gene Simmons, baby. It's long.
So now you know what you got to do to get the extra half.
Yeah, well,
point,
I'm not going to say I'm Mr. Big Stuff, Dad, but you know what? You got to make up for it with a tongue. Anyway, please don't put that on the clip because people watch this stuff now. Save it for the long edition of the show. Give me the Denver Broncos. I'm not going to get 3. I'm getting 2.5. If they lose by 3, I might as well just take myself off the show. Rob, what do you think about this game? Please help me.
Steelers going to win 14-3.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
you picked like the one game that I don't even want to even think about this week. I don't want like I obviously am not comfortable backing the Steelers in these favorite roles. I don't think that they're very good, but Denver is bad.
I like Pat's pick of Cleveland. Can we have the same gold pick?
You can.
You can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want.
do whatever you want.
I'm so sorry for being like, I'm bringing this show down with like my level. Like my brain is just fried. I don't know what I've done over my life. So much drinking, so many mistakes. Give me Cleveland. Cleveland.
Okay, so Cleveland 3.5.
If Cleveland does not
3.5. Oh
Yes.
yeah. See, I'm losing points with the Broncos and I'm gaining points with Cleveland. Yes.
If Cleveland does not cover this week and you show up on the show next week and say we forced you to take Cleveland, I'm gonna lose my cool.
I agree with you.
I try to remain level-headed, but I will get very upset.
Hey, you've done some pretty shady things like hiring interns to tape me. My house could be bugged, but you're right on this one. You're right on this one, and I deserve everything I get. Cleveland, please.
Rob, how about a gold pick from you?
Okay.
Here we go. Give it to me.
I don't think we're going to agree on a lot of stuff this week.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Giants plus 1.5.
I love that pick. What are you talking about? I love the Giants. It was almost made my card.
Okay.
I would like to throw some caution to you that this is reminiscent of the Carolina pick from last week. That they might be dog shit.
They might be. So I actually think Washington is worse than the Giants. I do. So here's my whole premise on the one game. Minnesota dominated the Giants. I believe Minnesota is way better than people think.
Mm-hmm.
I think the hiring of Brian Flores as defensive coordinator was huge for that team. Daniel Jones was very confused, out to lunch completely in that game. Now, that's been the story of a lot of his career, but he has put up some big yardage numbers against bad defenses. I do not like Washington's coaching staff, but I especially do not like their defense. I think it's terrible. You look at Baker Mayfield's actually better than people give him credit for, but he looked like prime Tom Brady last week, carving up the Washington Commanders. I think this is a bounce back for the Giants offense. On the other side of things, Washington's O-line, it doesn't hold up. Like the Bucks had so many injuries in the secondary in game last week, and Washington could not take advantage of it. I'm not convinced the Commanders are any good. I don't think they have any home field, to be completely honest with you guys either. I like the Giants in this spot. And one other thing, like Cliff Kingsbury, this dude, run some like vertical plays downfield. Everything is so horizontal.
They did run the vertical plays. I mean, Daniels just missed McLaurin on like a 70-yard touchdown. It was one step away from it. They had the plays there. It's just when I take a look at it, like Daniel Jones seems like the old beaten down version of Jaden Daniels at this point. Like he couldn't even run. Like, Minnesota was offering him running lanes and he couldn't run through them.
He's tapped out. with that organization. Too many years of just getting beat down.
And Minnesota's front seven can get after you. Like Flores was sending some heavy heat. The Commanders don't do anything well defensively. Their secondary is the worst in the league. I don't like either team. Let me make that explicitly clear. When we did our NFL win totals draft, I think I had a choice between the Raiders and the Giants at the end, and I took the Raiders over the Giants. I don't like the Giants. I just think that the perception is that they are terrible and that like Washington, Jaden Daniels was like surprisingly okay in the stuff. I don't agree with that at all. Like he faced a horrible defense and he couldn't make anything happen downfield. So I like the Giants.
I like the play, Rob.
A few years back, the irons were the best part of my golf game. But after a swing change about 2.5 years ago, my driver's an absolute weapon at this point, but all of a sudden I couldn't hit my long irons, and even some of my short irons just were not going on the same trajectory that I always wanted them to, or at least that they used to do. So when I heard how the new PXG Black Ops irons can dramatically improve my game, of course I had to give them a try, anything to improve my golf game. So I called up PXG and I got my current irons and I took the PXG Irons Challenge and it has been amazing. The consistency off the club face is unparalleled to any club that I have ever used. Best thing about these irons is because I feel so comfortable that I'm gonna hit the sweet spot on them, I can control the club face, the high, the low, the cut, the draw, no problem. And the new PXG Black Ops irons are the game improvement missile launchers that are going to give you explosive distance, and it's going to feel softer than a baby bunny. The new Black Ops irons are incredibly easy to hit and maximize performance and fun, because getting better is fun. Oh, and they're only $149.99 a stick. That's a great price for a great golf iron. Take the PXG Irons Challenge. It's a ton of fun, and if PXG's new Black Ops irons don't outperform your current irons by delivering either more distance or tighter dispersion, that means better accuracy, during your fitting, you'll get a $100 MasterCard rewards card. Hurry! This offer ends October 7th. Book your fitting today at pxg.com. That's pxg.com. Passion, drive, patience. The formula for winning championships is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Supercharger, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want. It's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only, exclusions apply. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Kids are always learning and growing, but as adults, sometimes we lose that curiosity. What's something you'd like to learn? Gardening? A new language? Or, for me personally, how to finally beat your best friend in golf. Not Cuss, but, my other friends. I want to beat them at golf. I can beat Cuss, no problem. Therapy can help reconnect you with your sense of wonder because your back-to-school era can come, honestly, at any age. It's helpful learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries, and it empowers you to be the best version of yourself. It isn't just for those who've experienced major traumas. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All the best things that you need. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/PatMayo today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PatMayo. Silver picks. Cam, do you want to start off? I know you don't like to go first, but maybe you can go first.
Can I ask you one more question? Because I have a real problem with 3. I just wish we could do 6. How do you guys feel about the Bengals this week? Is the troubles worse than you think?
Yeah, I think it might be. I mean, they don't start well anyway, and I'm kind of worried about Joe Burrow, Rob.
So am I. This is so like there's going to be a point in the year or it might be this game. I don't know when it's going to happen, but the Bengals are going to just figure it out on offense. And then I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to just start betting the Bengals a lot. But until that point happens, I'm not there. Not at 5.5. Like if it was 6.5, 7, different story. But you do you, Cam. Yeah. I don't have a strong conviction on this game. I don't. I'm worried though. No T. Higgins, Jamar Chase looks like
I gotta learn to stick to my gut. It's gonna take me a couple weeks to figure this stuff out. Once I get in the groove and I'll know what dogs to take. I'm just a little bit out of the gate. I'm a little bit stunned. That Carolina pick really rattled me.
You're going with the Donald Trump theme today, the dogs and cats theme. If we could work Browns our dog.
What was his line last night?
Yeah,
they're eating children's book.
Well, they're eating
lines. Somebody see spot run.
See spot
It's actually 3 words, Donald. But anyway.
All the immigrants, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats.
Oh, yeah, they're eating dogs. I know, it's like, really? Okay. Wow, that was some television right there. Am I going to do this? I'm going to take Carolina. And if they get murdered in this game, I don't know what I'm going to do. Rob, I guess I can, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I almost want to come back to them after that game because that's what kind of psycho I am. Like, I'm just, like everyone would say, I'm never betting this team again. I'm kind of like thinking the Panthers are at home. It's got to be better. Panthers. I'm going to take the Panthers.
Listen, I don't hate it. I would be, if forced to pick on this game, I would be on the Carolina side as well. I mean, that's what I picked on the spread show. There's no chance, Rob, that this gets an actual cent of my money, however.
Well, if it does get a cent of my money, I will never publicly admit to it before the game. I'll tell you that. I'm done with I don't want
to take favorites though. Like I like Dallas too. There's a lot of things that I like, but you know what? I got to come back to Carolina. No offense. That's crazy. Like 6.5. I wish I got 7, but that's life. Should the Chargers, and they're at home this time, right? Did they beat Houston at home last year?
They
Can't
did.
They improve?
I bet them. It was after their bye week. And I very much, they won. I think it was like 13-12
15-13 or something.
Something stupid like that. Yeah, it was. But
should the Chargers be almost a touchdown favorite? I don't think they should be.
I agree with you.
I'm taking Carolina. If they get murdered again, then you guys maybe you should just tie me up to a tree and shoot hockey pucks at me or beat me up. I don't really know the punishment yet, but give me Carolina.
I got to go first in gold, Rob, so you can go first in silver since we cannot use each other's picks. I'm curious to see where you go.
I'm going to take the Raiders getting 8.5 at Baltimore.
Wow. I think it's 9.5, Rob.
Yeah, you can take 9 at Bet365 if you like.
Yeah, just take 9. It's a fair number.
Here, I'll be honest. Technically, 8.5 minus 105 is better than 9 minus 110.
Okay.
Why is that?
You do what you got to do.
Because the 9 isn't worth enough. There's not enough games that land 9 to make the 5 cents worth it.
I would just rather have 9 than 8.5 if they lose.
I know you would.
9.
I'm telling you the mathematical reason
I know
why
the mathematics, and that's what you do. But
yeah.
I would rather have 9.
Okay, I'll take 9. Since we're not, I'll take 9.
You'll do 9. You'll do 9.
Can't we just keep it simple? Like, I don't care about the juice and the end. You're getting 9 damn fucking points. Take the 9. It's a better number. Let's go. We're a team.
I know. What I'm saying is it's a more expensive number. It's like why I don't buy points. Of course, 3 is better than 2.5. If I have to pay 40 cents every time to buy the 3, it's not worth it. That's what I'm getting at. Anyways, I did my little spiel on Las Vegas. I had a horrible game last week, -3 turnover margin. They didn't really play all that well. One thing that really worked against them, though, is that the Chargers O-line is good, and they were blowing this Raiders defensive line off the ball. The Ravens isn't good. They do not have a great offensive line this year. Lamar Jackson was hurried on 8 throws in week 1. That was the most in the league. And the Raiders defensive line is strong, especially as they're at edge rush. So I like that for them as well. I'm also just not that sold on Baltimore all around. Like the game against Kansas City, their
O-line, Rob, has issues.
Big time. And their secondary has issues. The game against Kansas City, they scored a scripted touchdown. And then the next 6 possessions of that game, they only scored 3 points in that. Technically should have been 6 because Justin Tucker missed one. But either way, they did not start scoring again until they were trailing by a lot. in garbage time. So people are like, they were a play away from beating the Chiefs. That is true, but that's more so on the Chiefs lifting their foot off the gas than I think anything the Ravens did. So I think this is a little too high. I don't think the Ravens are going to win by margin all that much this year.
They got to deal with Crosby and Willis on the line too. That's not going to be fun.
Totally agree with you. I totally agree.
The way that this swings the other way, because I do like Baltimore because I like them to, historically, I've liked Baltimore to beat up on really crappy teams, and I think the Raiders are a really crappy team, that if the Ravens can't get Derrick Henry going in this game, it might be curtains for him.
Oh, I already think Henry is cooked. Like he might have a little bit left in the tank, but behind this O-line, Derrick Henry is not the Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's the guy that used to be all these yards after contact. Okay, you hit him in the backfield, he's going to find a way to drag defenders 4 or 5 yards. Doesn't have that anymore. So I don't like the Ravens offense right now. I really don't. Now this is, who knows? Like, the Raiders are a bad team. I know what I'm getting myself into here. I just think it's too many points. And the style of play that the Raiders have, is conducive to covering these games where they're big dog. I much prefer them like this than something last week where they have to play a close game and win.
If you thought going back to Carolina is a tough beat, imagine going back to Tennessee this week, Cam.
I'd rather not.
You don't have to. I'm considering it.
Here's the deal, though. I think the Jets, after that loss to the Niners and getting shellacked like that, that's bad news for Tennessee.
I don't know. Short week, old team, old quarterback. They can't stop the run. There's one thing if Levis doesn't have to throw the ball and they can only run, that sounds like a good situation for Tennessee.
I would agree with that, and I also think Robert Salah and Nate Hackett are the two biggest stooges. That's a bad brain trust.
We brought up Antonio Pierce, Rob, and you kind of talked around Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn not going for that 2-point conversion was laughable.
Okay, Dan Quinn not going for the 2-point conversion. Zach Taylor punting the ball on the 4th and 5 late in they never got the ball back from New England. It was 2 minutes and 7 seconds left in the game. I know you're on your own 15. Dude, you got to go for it. The coaching decisions last week were awful. I don't get it. There's some guys that'll be improved this year. McVay's going to be improved because they hired a guy just to sit in the press box and tell him when to go for it and when not to. Some of these teams just got to do that. These coaches are brain dead. Some of them are very good football guys. They understand scheme. I never compare myself to that, but just basic decision making sometimes in one ear out the other. Quinn is horrible. Dan Quinn is horrible. Never liked the guy.
Well, I'm taking Dan Quinn's former team as my silver pick. And your team, Rob, the Dallas Cowboys, are they playing at home? Can you answer me that question?
Oh, I know where you're going with this. And yes, they are playing at home.
They murder teams at home.
Is it the playoffs?
It is not the playoffs.
Dallas minus 6.5 over New Orleans. If New Orleans wins last week 20-10, let's say, what do you think the spread is?
At least
Dallas 7.5.
It's over 7.
Yeah.
Yep. That guaranteed.
I'm with you.
I actually think there was a very impressive win by the Cowboys because I do think that the Browns defense is still pretty elite. It's not like the offense was lighting the world on fire, but they were able to sustain drives. Dowdle and Zeke looked fine. The offensive line looked fine. Dak looked good. CD looked awesome. Brendan Cooks was a real player, and their defense is legitimately good. I don't know what to make of the Saints. They could be really bad. I like them, and our Carolina versus New Orleans bet's off to a hot start, Cam.
Yeah, what do I owe you if I lose that bet? Was it food or money or what was it?
Took the Asian handicap, in my opinion.
Either way.
I should have, but he gave me 1.5. Man, yeah, I wouldn't mind the 1.75 now. I'm fucked. Anyway, whatever it is, Pat, I'm done. I'll send you something in the mail.
Well, we'll let it play itself out because I think that New Orleans
no anthrax.
I think that New Orleans goes to 1-1 this week. I always like Dallas at home over the past few years under Mike McCarthy. They've been excellent the past 2 years. They've been excellent, and Dak just plays great indoors at that stadium, and the defense always shows up. So I worry about New Orleans, and maybe I'm wrong, and New Orleans is good, and they beat the crap out of Dallas. That would be very surprising to me. I just don't feel like this is enough points.
I'm not betting this game. I agree with you. Subjectively, with all the things you said, I am willing to admit that I could have been very wrong about New Orleans. Forget about the fact that they just beat Carolina. Fine. We know Carolina sucks now, but New Orleans offense ran a ton of motion
The most
last week.
The most
The
in
most in-
football after being the team that ran the fewest amount of motion in football a year ago. Clint Kubiak's a good OC.
He could be. Now, I will say it's much easier to run a lot of motion when you're winning in the game.
Yep.
If you look at all the teams that lost last week, they probably were very low in terms of running motion, and that there's a correlation there. But they might be able to scheme around this very bad offensive line. They might be able to. With that said, I like to trust my priors going into the year. You do a lot of research in the offseason, and one game isn't going to change things monumentally for me. I think Dallas's pass rush is going to get home here. You have a quarterback in Derek Carr who notoriously has very much struggled when facing pressure. So I agree, Pat. I think the right side is Dallas in the game.
And the Saints can't run. They can't run the ball at all. Like, Kamara's good, but he's a receiver. And he's going to end up with like 20 catches in this game for 48 yards or something. And Derek Carr is going to be on his back. New Orleans is going to be fine against the Tennessees of the world. Or hell, they'll give the Seahawks a game, like that kind of thing. I think this is just a different level of team.
I don't know. Seahawks are better than New Orleans.
The Seahawks are better than New Orleans, but not by much.
Really?
Seahawks might be sneaky bad.
You'll see. I think McDonald's going to do a great job with this team. They're going to be a lot better than people think.
Well, you're gonna come back next week, and they're gonna beat the Patriots, and they'll probably cover the spread. And you'll be like, oh, look at their defense the first 2 weeks. They really shut down Denver and New England.
Yeah, they will be overvalued at some point. I agree with Cam. I bet Mike McDonald coach of the year this morning.
Yeah,
I think that there's a realistic shot based off of what he's already done with that D, but there will be a point after the first couple weeks, especially if they beat down New England, where people are going to think that they're way better than they actually are. Like they're a fringe playoff team, in my opinion, that people might just start to overrate real quickly because of the first two games.
Yep.
It's not so much their defense that I worry about. I worry about their offense.
Nah, it's getting better. Trust me.
Yeah, it started real slow last week and then improved. They also, like, George Fant got hurt.
Yeah, that's huge. He's the best lineman. Kenneth
Yeah.
Walker was running over guys, Pat, I'm telling you. And they're going to give Metcalf the ball. Smith and Jigba's going to be better. Like, Charbonnet is good, and they got McIntosh. They actually have 3 good backs. Like, the Seattle offense is going to be good. Geno Smith, it's not perfect, but he also made a couple nice plays in this game. I don't think it's as bad as everyone thinks it is.
You just wait till Christian Gonzalez takes out DK this week, and then again, it's going to be like the Lockett show. And Kenneth Walker's already hurt too.
Yeah. Don't worry, Kenny. I'm going to tell you something, and you heard this fucking here first. You want to talk about backup quarterbacks? I'll tell you about third string running backs. McIntosh.
Well,
remember the name. It's not
remember
just an
the name.
apple. It's not just an apple. It's a winner. This kid is amazing. Trust me. 7th round out of Georgia. Rob, you saw him in the preseason.
I took you for a big Jake Bobo guy, though, personally.
I like Bobo. I got no problem with Bobo. He's fine. Jake Bobo. Another Georgia Bulldog, right? Bobo, yeah, he's a Georgia Bulldog.
He is, yeah.
He's got a few of them. Okay, what are we doing here? I like the Giants pick.
We're moving to bronze picks.
Okay.
Isn't Jake Bobo UCLA? Sorry, UCLA.
Hold on.
You
might be right. You might be right.
UCLA have that.
No, Rob is right.
I think Bobo's UCLA. Yeah.
Bobo.
I'm gonna have to do a quick Google search here, but I don't want people coming at Cam in the comments.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right, Rob. You're right again. And I bow down to you. I don't know why. No, because Bobo was their offensive coordinator, the old Georgia quarterback. Okay, he is, yes, UCLA. Great call by you. And Duke. He played for Duke as well. Good call.
Bronze picks. Rob, you're up.
Okay,
bronze. I'm gonna pull a Cam here. I might need a few seconds.
Yeah. All right, I'm ready to go if you want.
Yeah, so even if you pick something I like, I won't be upset that like you stole anything. So go ahead if you want.
I feel like this is risky, and for me, it came down to the Chiefs, the Seahawks, the Titans, and the Eagles, who I really like on Monday night. But I'm gonna take Chalk City here and just think this is a beatdown. And I just pray it's not the breakout in my face and this team goes to 2-0. But I'm taking the Texans -6 against the Bears. I don't know if the Bears can move the football, man.
Caleb Williams on the road, that could be a disaster.
I know. And Keenan Allen and Rome Odunze
both out. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know. I can't argue against you. Like I like to fade the overreaction in week 2, but I think I've talked about this all. Houston's really good. Like they're a really good football team. I don't know that the Bears are just going to get it together without two of their top 3 receivers. And I mean, Caleb might need some time. He really might need some time.
The Bears D is legitimately good. I will like that. That will keep them in games, and they can squeeze them out. I just think that the Texans. It was a division game last week. You sniffed it out. We kind of talked about Indianapolis a lot, and now this is just going to be a close game with the style that Indianapolis plays: big plays and then just run. And Stroud didn't look particularly good last week, but I think that's because the Indianapolis D and the coordinators know him a little bit more after playing him last year. Like, this is fresh for Chicago. Their D is good, but I just think there's too many weapons on the Houston side. Big home opener, big expectations. Is it the home opener? It's not the home. Was it in Indy last week, or was it?
Yeah, it was in Indy. It's their home opener.
It's a home
opener Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday night.
And Steichen's a smart coach for Indy too. Like they know how to game plan. Eberflus, I'm not an Eberflus guy.
I'm with you, Rob. That guy's so overrated. The fact that he's like the 3rd choice right now he's the 2nd choice for Coach of the Year behind Harbaugh and ahead of McDonald. Screw that. Eberflus isn't good.
I know, like they won with smoke and mirrors last week, and like the Shane Waldron, their OC. They did nothing offensively last week. And I know it's only 1 week, but you're losing your key weapons. I don't know how they overcome that this week. I don't know. Bears are tough.
Allen might play. Adunze looks like he's going to miss the game.
Is this Shannon Sharp thing? How'd you guys find out about this guy?
I saw him trending on.
So there's a camera in the guy's room. Like, how did this happen? I was just been thinking about this.
I think what happened is he was on Instagram beforehand and didn't shut down his phone. Accidentally hit record and it went live.
Yeah, gotta be kidding me! What a shit show! That's awesome. Okay, Okay, I have a question for you guys again, and this is what I do, and I annoy people, and I drive Pizzola nuts. Okay, so it's so easy with Kansas City. Why is this Bengals line gone down to 5.5?
I don't know.
If they're so shit.
Because people don't. Let's see here. The Chiefs have covered, I believe, 7 straight games, Rob. It's just eventually you get got against the spread in a stupid game.
KC has a history of underperforming as a larger favorite. So that could be that. The look ahead in this game was 4. Now, some people just like to bet against the look ahead. I can't tell you for sure. It was serious money. I mean, it was a Wednesday morning move today. It was 11 a.m. That took the Bengals off of 6 to 5.5. Decent amount of money to do that. But I can't tell you the motivation for whoever bet that.
Okay.
I just think that the Chiefs, to me, I love the Chiefs this year. I think this is the best iteration of the Chiefs. Xavier Worthy now adds another element to the offense, but they are as good as they are. They're a fuck around and find out type of team. Mm-hmm. They do this stupid shit against the Ravens last week, where sometimes they can't seal the game. I think KC can blow out the Bengals in whatever way that they want to this week. They can run the ball up the middle. Their passing game should work. Bengals are struggling at receiver, but I don't know that it's going to play out that way, because so many Chiefs games don't play out that way.
Great call, Rob. That's a good analogy. And knowing another teams like that, Detroit, they let fucking teams off the hook too. You got to learn how to fucking bury teams. And these guys let teams linger, and you pay the price. They were, as you said, very lucky to cover that point spread. So yeah, I'm going to tell you something though. Detroit's going to cover against Tampa Bay this week.
It's big. It's 7.5.
They're going to murder them. Why that line? That's just a move.
Everyone's betting Tampa's got all those injuries in the secondary.
They're going to get fucking smoked.
I kind of feel that.
What's worse, Tampa's injuries in the secondary or the Rams missing 80% of their offensive line?
I like Arizona in that game. Am I on an island or?
Well, Tampa's is worse because the Rams actually have a good coach. They're missing both tackles against Detroit. You would have never even knew it. Stafford's just slinging all over the field. Played one of the best games I've ever seen him play, aside from that the red zone interception. But that's problems. It's their secondary, their O-line. If it was anyone but Arizona, I would probably be all against the Rams this week. But it's now I don't know. What do you think
Detroit's going to do to Tampa, Rob? What are they going to win by?
I don't know, because they could. Tampa's backdoor potential at every week. They sling it.
I like the Rams this week, by the way. Getting a point.
I like Arizona. I'm on an island though. Everyone I talk to likes the Rams.
What was it? 15-2 in the McVay era against Arizona.
14-2. 14-2. Yeah.
Like it.
I
Like
like what I saw
that
from-
division has a big correlation of the teams that always play each other well and don't play each other well.
You're right. Rams beat Cardinals. Seahawks beat Cardinals.
49ers beat Seahawks.
49ers. Seattle can cover.
Yeah,
this
Rams give
sometimes.
49ers problems.
Yes, correct. Oh,
Anyway.
God. Okay, do I take the Seahawks? Do I take the bet? No.
Do you want me to step in before you?
Yes, please, Rob. As usual, I'm causing.
I had to step in. I had to step in here as you were going through.
Well,
because-
Pat's the only guy who gets it. Even you took like a step back, which is shocking. Like I'm the guy who's fucking up all the time. But
No, it's okay. Really,
you're-
I just wanted to step in because
Sorry,
of
it's
the
been a
rules of
long
the
day.
show dictate that I can't take someone else's pick, but you can. So I'm going to step ahead of you, and I'm going to take the Seahawks -3.5 against the Patriots.
Good. Then good. Then I'm going to take the Seahawks too because you guys allowed me the rule. I'm going to use your other pick because I like the Giants too.
There
So
we
there,
go.
I would have taken all. No, Pizzola, I agree with all your picks. I'm not sure about the Ravens one, but I can understand your theory with Baltimore's weak O-line. So I think the Seahawks, they're much better than New England. New England feeling good about themselves after that win. You know what Seattle can do too? If Kenneth Walker plays in this game, like they can do so many things. They can throw the ball out of the backfield. New England's got a great defense, but what are they going to do? Like that's the whole. How many points they going to score? That's the thing.
Well, this is what I saw with Cincinnati last week, and why I also like the Seahawks here is when they were able to put Christian Gonzalez on Jamar Chase and basically take him out of the game or bracket him when that wasn't the case, and just limit what impact he was able to make on the game. They had nothing else. Like there was nothing else. With T. Higgins out, they had no other options. It was Trenton Irwin and Andre Yoshevas, and then handing the ball off to Zach Moss, who is the epitome of league median running back, who's not really going to do anything for you. He's not bad, but he's not good enough to carry you. With the Seahawks, as you mentioned, they do have other guys. So if they try to take Metcalf out of the game, Lockett will get you. JSN will get you. They can run the ball out of the backfield. Geno can take up. Listen, I didn't see him rushing for like a 39-yard juke move. That's not something Geno does.
He actually looks faster.
He did. He
And
did.
it's also a new
He looks
offense.
a little bit slicker than.
It's a new offense that he had to get used to a bit. It's Ryan Grubb's the new guy. Like,
and he's good.
yeah,
It just when the Patriots take away the one thing that you're really like relying on, like that's Jamar Chase was already banged up and playing in like a limited capacity, and he was still the best option they had by far.
And he's fighting with this team, Pat, for a contract. The guy's head's not totally in the game, too. Like the Bengals organization's got some fucking problems. They got to deal with some of these situations. It's an issue.
Yeah.
It's
Is
just
it not?
The Patriots are going to be like the Jets from last year. Like they're not going to be fun to bet against because they're going to be in these games for no reason.
Yeah, you're right.
I just look at Patriots Bengals last year and last week, and the Patriots ran the ball successly because
okay.
the Bengals D line's not good. They lost DJ Reader. He went to Detroit. Like they can't stop the run. Seattle went into Denver last week and they said we are going to stack the box. We're going to stop the run. And then sorry, Denver. Seattle played Denver last week, but we're going to stack the box, stop the run. We're going to make Bo Nix beat us. And guess what? That didn't happen. Now there's some bunch of bullshit that happened in that game, including 2 fucking safeties.
One of them wasn't even a safety. Seattle got raw, like on the spread. They should have won that game by like 20. It was a joke.
And honestly, I think that works to our benefit. Like people see the final there and they think it was close. It wasn't close. Like I know that they were losing for part of that game, but once they kicked it into gear, it's 2 teams on different planets. And I feel the same way here. Like Jacoby Brissett's a good game manager. Like he's a good, okay guy, but they don't have weapons. They can't stretch the field. The offense is way too vanilla. So I think it'll be ugly, but Seattle pulls out something like 23-10, 20-10, something along those lines. I like the Seahawks.
I like Jacoby Brissett over rushing attempts in this game. I don't know what it is, but I like the over. Because Ramondre is not going to be able to carry the ball 25 times. If he carries the ball 25 times, you've lost your bet, Rob.
Yeah,
I agree. They've won if that's the case.
Yeah.
If they, although you know what, they might still be running the ball even if they're losing by 10.
That's a good point. Actually,
yeah, I don't know what else they're going to do.
You never
there.
know. Like, yeah,
Jacoby Brissett rush yards. We said
Rushing attempts. He had 7 last week.
Nothing posted yet, but
What's his
keep an eye out for
what's his yardage at right now? Do they have that out?
No rushing.
I'm gonna tell you
props for
something.
him yet.
Brissett's not that fast. Like people
He's-
think the guy. He's
Of course he's not.
No, but he's not fast.
Like,
No, it's
he
not.
he would be a middle of the pack backup in the league.
Yeah.
Like he'd be
But
like
compare-
he's like Tyrod. Like if he comes in the game, you're like, all right, we're not dead here. He might
Hey,
be
I
able
like
to do
Tyrod.
something. I know.
Now, that's
Cam,
a
we know
backup
you do.
quarterback.
That's a backup I can get
I
behind.
can defend.
Yes.
Rob, tell your intern to put this one down. Tyrod Taylor is a competent backup.
Well, I mean,
Period!
no,
Exclamation
Yeah,
point!
of
listen,
course.
Yeah.
But that's not a hot take. Everyone in the planet agrees with that. We
I'm
just
not
don't
trying to
agree
make
that
a hot take. I'm
Clayton
just trying to
Tune
tell you the damn
and
truth.
Brett
He's
Rippon-
good.
Here's the difference. It's not even Cam's claims that these guys are competent backups. It's that when they become the starter, you think that they're good.
And you claim that they're better than the starter sometimes.
You're putting words in my mouth.
No.
Anyway,
This
whatever.
has happened.
I've
This-
already lost this argument. I don't have it in me. I've been up since 7 a.m. I've done like 4 shows today, and I got another one to do tonight. Okay? You win. My backup takes suck. Okay? I'll come up with something better. Seahawks. Wish I got 3. I bet them earlier at 3. Now it's 3.5. Whatever. I like Detroit to murder Tampa Bay too. That's going to be my asterisk pick.
Well,
What the fourth mineral?
Well, I think we should do a 6-pack because there's 6 beers in a 6-pack.
well,
but
we have
we'll
the
keep it at
teaser
3
to
for
fill
now.
out. We can put some of these games on the teaser.
I just want to give people value, Pat. That's all.
Well,
I'm looking
you know
for,
what?
6 games.
I hate to break it to you. Giving them 9 picks on a Sunday afternoon might not be the best value.
It actually
That's the
might be
way I
hurting them
roll.
more than help.
What are you talking about? No, we're going to get more winners and losers even after the VIG. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now
So-
what are we doing?
So a lot of people are out in Survivor. I feel like the 3 of us accurately sniffed out Cincinnati last week.
Thank you. We
Yep.
deserve some credit. Like you took Cincinnati last week. What were you thinking? That was just like that was the trap of all traps.
So this week, what are we thinking? I'm still alive. I took
Houston, maybe.
Baltimore. I think I can't remember who I took now. I can find it on the show.
Want to get balls? So we
No,
took
I
Seattle.
don't. It's week 2. I
Oh.
don't want to get bold. Why would you get bold in week 2? People overthink this shit so much. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to
They're
overthink
like,
it.
oh my
I'm
God,
cons-
if I use this team this week, I can't use them in week 16. It's
No,
like,
you're
well,
right,
you don't
you're
even know
right,
what the
you're
fucking
right.
league's going to look like in week 16. People do this in
True.
one and done in golf
I'm
too. They're
with
like,
you.
well, I can't use this guy here because I need to save him for 4.5 months from now.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's
all right.
stupid. You're right.
The biggest thing for me in these is trying to avoid the teams that I think are going to be the chalk teams.
Yeah.
And I think Baltimore and
Dallas.
No,
Probably not Dallas because people will save them for
Chargers. I think the Chargers
stay,
are going to be a
stay
chalk team
away
this week.
from the Chargers.
From the Chargers. I agree.
Yeah.
How about Carolina outright?
I like Detroit. I think this
I love
week.
Detroit too, Rob. That would have been my. You know what? Detroit is the play. Detroit or
or
what's another
Philly,
one?
Philly or
Houston.
like
Houston. What about Houston?
Houston. Yeah, I could do that.
You got the Stones to take Kansas City.
You don't need to.
So the
They're
thing
gonna
with
play
Kansas
they're gonna
City
play
is
the
you-
Raiders and Broncos 4
Yeah,
times.
you're right.
Exactly.
You're right.
Exactly.
See, now you are saving it. 'cause
No,
that
but
makes
like,
sense.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
saving them for 3 months from now. It's just
No.
it's just like when you take a look at like what's Baltimore's schedule? Like this feels like probably the biggest Baltimore could be favored by this year, unless the Browns are really out of it.
They have home to the Commanders and home to
Yeah.
the Broncos this year.
When?
Baltimore.
Mm,
6
later.
and 9.
No, it's
69.
not that deep. It's not that deep at all.
I'd rather just get it out of the way now.
I have no problem with that, Pat. I'm with Pizzola. I like the Lions.
Lions are perfectly fine as well. Do you want to put them on the teaser? 6-point teaser.
Fucking right, I do.
Oh, that's a
Why
good
do
that's a
6?
good
Let's
teaser
do.
play.
See, this is another thing. I don't want to have this argument again. Why can't we get them to pick them? Now we got to lay 1.5. Say they win by 1. Like,
Then you lose.
I don't care about juice. I fucking.
It's the whole point of sports betting is the juice.
Rob,
We're not just picking the juice is what the house edge is. How can you not
I
care
get
about
it. I get it. But the thing is, Rob, also sometimes buying points works. I'm just saying, like,
But
But more often than not, it will not.
It's
work.
just like, but it's like buying insurance in blackjack. Yeah, of course,
Yes.
sometimes they're gonna have it. You're better off not
Yes.
taking it.
I never buy insurance in blackjack
But
why,
it's the
then why do you
exact
want to buy
same.
points?
This is the sports betting analogy.
because it's key numbers, man. You got to pick 'em.
but they are ripping you off for the key number. This is the point. It's just like the insurance in blackjack. You don't take it because you know the math of blackjack and it's a ripoff. And it's the exact same in sports betting. They're not giving you a fair price.
You are correct. You have worn me out with facts. I get it. I've been gambling since I was a child, Rob. Betting my allowance money and paychecks and poker rooms at Credit Valley Golf Club and losing Bazooka Joes to my buddies on a 6-footer when I'm 6 years old, shaking over a putt. I get it. I've been fucking gambling a long time. Sometimes I don't mind paying a little bit extra, but you're right. The math makes sense. Yes, the Lions will go in a teaser. Yeah, here we go.
So
Yes.
Detroit down to 1.5.
Okay. Next.
Let's see here.
What what are we
Dallas.
gonna do?
I mean,
You
I like
want to bring down
I
Dallas?
I was going to say Dallas and Houston are like the very logical options here, but that doesn't sound like something that's actually going to win the most obvious.
I
thing
think we should
possible.
actually put Denver in at like whatever from their number, like a dog, and we jack it up.
We could.
Listen,
honestly.
people aren't eating dogs; they're jacking up dogs, is what I hear.
I don't hate that.
That was
Like
the best.
you need the Steelers to win by 9 or more to lose.
They're not gonna win by that
okay,
much.
They
I know
might.
Denver
There-
sucks.
there is
They
a
could.
there
They
is
could.
a way that this happens, and I watched it last week with TJ Watt. What's Bo Nix gonna do, brother, when TJ
TJ
Watt
Watt's awesome.
is in his
Yeah.
face?
No, you're right.
It's gonna be a
that
real
guy's
problem.
a one. You know what? Bet him right now at 4-1 defensive player of the year.
It's a
that
real
guy's
problem.
Too damn good.
What about
wait, hold
the
on,
Rams?
Hold on, he's 4-1 to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
That
And
seems big.
I bet it during my show today. Yep.
Yeah, I like the Rams up to 7.
Like the Rams might lose.
Yeah,
How often do the Rams get blown out with Stafford?
I don't want to say this again, but wouldn't we like them at 7.5 to get that extra?
I would honestly. Yes, I
See,
would.
I'm timid because you're coming at me with the juice talk. Yeah, no, I like 7.5 rather than 7 because 7 is a key number, and then you push on it. I'd rather win.
I just want you to be happy, Cam. That's all.
Me too, Rob. I really like you too. I know I could be a real dick sometimes.
No.
It's
It's
been a long
okay.
day.
I just if you want to do. I mean, it's Pat's show. I'm actually not
I must
committing to anything.
Rob. I must annoy the shit out of you because you're such a mathematical guy, and I'm just like, whatever. Like, just and
Can we-
Pat's methodical as well.
can we take? I know it's not. If it was 2.5, obviously be a better play. We can get the Browns up to 9. We had, like Cam, you and I both seem to like the Browns. Rob
Thank
seems
you.
to like the
Yes,
Browns.
yes. Yeah, I think 9's a good number. Like they might lose the game, but I don't think they're going to get blown out. Can
Well,
we
actually,
all agree on that?
We get it to 9.5. Actually, not that.
See, I always like a little bit more. You know me.
So
Always
so
a little bit more.
Cam has contributed Detroit to the teaser. I have contributed Cleveland. Rob, it is up to you to contribute a leg.
Good call.
I see how this works.
Oh,
But
but we made our picks. Now it's your turn. It's not a complicated process here. It's pretty simple.
I'll take Dallas.
There you go. I love it all. I love our teaser. I'm going to play it.
And
Great.
then you're gonna add 8 more legs, aren't you?
Actually, I lost an 11-leg teaser by one game last week. I do it all the time. I'm such an idiot, and I put the same teams in all of them too. I'm just a fucking stooge. I
Carolina
just
for sure.
you know how it
Panthers
is,
for sure.
Pat. Like I just look at the money and go, "Ooh, $6,000," and then there's always one game wrong. I do the same with golf. I think I hit Eric Cole like 9 times. Like, why didn't you just bet him once? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, there's a problem in my brain. I just love hitting buttons.
Do you have Gambler
stop.
living inside your brain, Cam?
Oh, fuck. Gambler runs everything I do. He's the fucking boss. I'm actually really pissed at that fucker for what happened with the Blue Jays today, but there's a lot of games left on the sched.
He owes you one. Gambler.
Yes, he only dealt one. That guy owes me a lot of fucking shit. But anyway, it's it's a chapter in a book.
I want.
So what else are we doing?
That's it, man.
okay.
That's all we got.
If you want to do
Good,
more,
good
we
show.
What else do you want? What else do you?
strong.
We're here to chat with you. We got a few minutes. You said
Want to put
writing
a
a
parlay
book.
together?
Um,
Want to put a money line parlay together?
yeah, Carolina, New England, and Tennessee. There you go. There's a money line parlay.
No, just don't do New England because I bet against them.
Okay, Tennessee, Carolina. There's your parlay.
Yeah, I could do that.
You know what dog's got the best chance to win?
Those are the two, I think. Like
How about Cleveland, Carolina?
How about
Well, because we already used Cleveland in the
Yeah,
teaser. Now
you
we're
see-
double.
see,
we're
now
double
you're
dipping,
putting the
Cam.
That's
same
what I
teams and
do.
everything.
That's
Yeah.
what I do. See, dumb.
Try to spread it out a little
Dummy.
bit.
Where's
Try
the
to
great gazoo? Dumb. Yep, that's me.
We'll call that.
Spread it out.
We'll try to do the underdog parlay of the week. Tennessee and Carolina. What does that pay? It must be pretty good.
You think
210
Tennessee
and plus
could win?
155.
You think Tennessee could beat the Jets? Pat?
Yes, I don't think the Jets are very good. Listen, I put them in my picks last week. Rob tried to talk me out of it after watching them. Like, Rodgers isn't great. He's fine. He can still throw. He can't move. And there is a chance that Tennessee's defense is really good, and that's why the Bears suck so much.
Maybe.
There is a chance. I mean, they have very good corners for sure.
They
and like
do.
that's a very good starting point right there. So what is it? Plus 210 and plus 155?
It is 10, yeah, plus 155, plus 210.
Can we add one leg?
It's almost like it's a sign. It's plus 690 combined.
I like that. Can we add a leg? Denver.
Why do we got to add legs?
Because we supersize it. Get it like big numbers. Denver's can beat Pittsburgh, man. They could beat.
Sure they
can
can.
win
They're
that
like
game.
a 2.5 point dog. Of course they can win the game.
Okay.
You guys want to get nuts? Raiders money line.
Okay, well, now we're talking. Throw that on there as the third leg.
So this is the way. Okay, so we take the team that has the least chance to win in our money line parlay. Is that
Worked
the way it
last
works?
week.
Yeah, that's it, man. And we cheer for it against them in Survivor too.
That's actually a good point.
No, I have them.
I mean,
Oh, sorry, Patrick.
Apologies, Pat.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. I mean, the Packers could be.
Well, we're probably competing in the same contest, so one of us is going to have to lose.
Wait, listen, we didn't talk about the Packers and Colts.
Yeah.
The Packers could very well beat the Colts in this game.
I like the Packers. I don't care if Malik Willis is playing. Not saying he's a good
I would say you
backup.
probably should care that Malik Willis is playing instead of Jordan Love.
Yes.
You think
but
they're about the
should-
same, do you?
Should Indy be favored on the road? Even
Yes.
with Malik Willis?
Yes.
Maybe?
Yes.
By 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about the Vikings to beat the 49ers?
I almost
Sam
made the
Darnold
Vikings
revenge
a
tour.
pick. I like this. Yes.
See,
I guess-
now if we add that one instead of the Raiders,
I
then
should
we
have put the Vikings in the minerals. Don't you guys like the Vikings this
No,
week?
I don't, because I think the Vikings win this game by a point or they lose by 47, just like Carolina last week.
49ers have very wide range on their games. They either destroy teams but the Vikings beat the 49ers last year, right? Josh
It's not
Dobbs
an
game?
easy game, man. Like
That was
for
the
San
game where
Fran.
Cam anointed Josh Dobbs as like the second coming.
Did I actually praise Josh Dobbs too?
Yeah, he beat the 49ers last
Well,
year.
I
Didn't
think you and your intern have a case then. I'm just a fucking moron. Yep. Everything I said is wrong.
he? No.
True. No, it's true.
There's
If I praise Josh Dobbs, he had a couple good games and then things. The problem is I get excited about guys in their one little game and then things fall apart. That's the whole problem.
Vikings,
Right?
Panthers, Tennessee pays 23.5 to 1.
Ooh.
And we get that early payout option. So if they just get up by a little at the beginning of the game, we might be okay.
I don't know if Carolina's capable of getting up to a certain number, but let's give it a shot.
Well, let's do it. $20 pays 500.
I like that. That's kind of like our golf bets, right, Pat? Just let's go.
Yeah, I tend to lose a bit more on those ones.
Yeah, I do too. I lose a lot. Yeah. I
All
like
right.
the golf picks this week, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. I hope they hit.
We have a couple of the same guys.
This show, if people watch it early enough on Thursday morning, they can. I mean, if you just hit the newsletter, all the picks are in there. You can do that. I put out a show on it.
I
as
love
well.
the newsletter. I read it all the time. It's very entertaining.
I'm glad that you like it. Listen, I even put in some betting trends just for you to use on your shows, Cam.
Thank you. I'm not a real trends guy, but I like to read them. And I'm one of those guys, like I like the information.
Did you say
I'm more
you're
of a
not
vibe guy.
You say you're not a trends guy. You love a trend.
not.
Game.
You love trends.
You do
love
love.
what trends? What trends do I love?
Backup QB trends
Oh,
are
stop.
right. I'm serious.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I wouldn't bucket you as a trends guy. I wouldn't say you're a trends guy, but you could enjoy a good trend every now and then.
you know what it is? It's like a politician. If the trend works for me, I like it. If it's not, I think it's shit.
You
Very
know who is
straight
the
up
biggest
truth.
trends guy there is? Feinberg.
Who? Oh, Feinberg. Yeah, he lives for trends. You're right. He eats that shit up on a stick.
Well, you
I
mentioned
actually didn't know that about Jeff. I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
know that.
No,
he's
it's
just on.
hardcore.
He's just
That's right.
basically he just has Walter Football up on his screen as we're sending trends to us.
Jeff has been reading Walter Football since since like
Oh, yeah.
2008.
He was Walter before Walter. I'm like, he even introduced me to it. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? Oh,
Walter just
Football.
he doesn't even bet. It's just making up fake stuff. He just sends out like a 5-unit pick, and then the day of the game, he's like, "Oh, the offensive line is down injuries. I don't like the pick anymore." It's like, well, buddy, that's not the way betting works.
No, it's not.
If you threw it down, you're screwed now. You're stuck.
Yeah.
You got to pay to get out of it. Walter Football, what a guy.
Cam,
He did have good write-ups back in the day.
Yeah.
Cam, Gabe has been telling me he's been writing a book for the past 10 years. Is he has he started it yet?
I don't like to get it's his jam. Like I think he's got some things going on, but I don't know when the book's coming out, nor do I know the length of the book or when it's going to be released. I know he's trying to get his band back together to play some shows, but he did some solo material. I think he's got a 3-song album without his old band Homicide. He's working on some solo projects. That's all I know. But I think the book he started like working on things, but I don't know where it stands.
See,
I think
the very easy thing for him to do is to just record an audio book and then put it through like one of those things that translates back into words, and then he doesn't have to write it.
Well, he was doing this.
Why don't you tell him that the next time you come on the show? Because that's a great idea. It's a great idea.
Back in like 2009, when I was an intern for him, he was on the phone every night reciting his story to like a writer. I don't know what ended up happening. I learned all sorts of stuff about Gabe in the span of like 1 month. This guy was like born to pirates or something like that.
No, he got left on a beach. You remember? He got left on a beach.
Yeah, he got picked up by some I don't know.
Yeah, I actually kind of know. I don't know. Like, let's not put words in his mouth, but yes.
No, he said pirates. I remember him saying pirates.
He did say pirates. He got left on a beach when something happened with his family. I don't know what the whole story was, and some randoms picked them up, and I think they were pirates. Yes,
I believe so.
I don't know, but we got to confirm nor deny. But Rob's right. He's
after a life like that. How do you not cheer for the Pittsburgh Pirates? Honestly, huge Expos fan his whole life, right? Who does he cheer for now?
The Los Angeles Dodgers.
Oh, Dodgers, yeah.
Yeah, he never went to because he got big on the Raptors living in Toronto. Never got on the Jays.
He's still, yeah, you're right.
He hates Toronto, man. He hates Toronto.
Loves the Raptors.
No. He loves the Raptors.
Raptors are like Canada's
the Leafs,
team.
and he doesn't like
the Jays.
The Jays. Well, no, he doesn't hate the Jays at all. He's indifferent to the Jays. Doesn't really hate the Leafs either, and he loves the Raptors. It's not like he hates Toronto teams. That's not true.
No, he just always used to compare Toronto stuff to Montreal stuff.
Yes.
You remember he'd be like, these concerts, they suck in Toronto. They're better in Montreal. Oh, the fans are so much better in Montreal. He really liked Montreal a lot better than Toronto.
I got to be honest with him. Like, he's right on a lot of the fans with like Canadians fans over Leaf fans and stuff like that. But anyway, this we'll put it in the book. We'll put it in the book.
I this might be a hot take, Rob, and I know both you guys are from Toronto, but I loved living there. People seem to hate Toronto. I really enjoyed living there.
Oh, no, I've lived in I haven't lived in Toronto, outskirts of Toronto for most of my life, downtown core for maybe like 6 years, but city's kind of gone downhill.
Yes,
recently.
thank you, Rob. Thank you.
The infrastructure is very poor. Everything,
bad.
it's
you know what?
bad. Like,
you know what, Rob? Welcome to everywhere.
But not this is way
but
worse.
Wherever people live,
wherever
wherever people live, they think that's the worst. It's not. It's the same everywhere. It's all awful.
But I never thought it was the worst. I thought Toronto was the best for like 20 years. When I lived
safe, there's grifters in the woods. They're popping out from creeks. They got weaponry. There's so like I've been living fucking Mississauga. I'm like, I used to come home drunk and laugh.
We live in Gotham City now, man. That's basically what it's
damn
become.
Right. Might as well be. Here comes Bane walking down the street. Yeah, I got it. It's like that now. There's so many people that are like shady characters by the Mississauga. I live at here, Ontario, and Dundas. Fuck, man. That bus shelter there, it's a recipe for somebody tried to jump in my girlfriend's car at the KFC, for fuck's sakes. Just picking up some dinner.
In fairness,
plus you have Barb as well. Barb is crazy.
I freaked out some dude one day by getting into his car because I thought it was my Uber, and it was not great.
Actually, you know what, Pat? I did the exact same thing. I was like literally going to the mall, and the guy had the same Corolla as me. I walked right in there. I'm like, and I was there for a bit. I'm like, he's just got a different air freshener than me. Wrong car. Guy left his door open. Happens all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah,
dude, it's the same fucking car. The license plate was close. Like
people die in their sleep from popcorn kernels all the time.
It's funny you mentioned that, Pizzola. I'm fucking rocking popcorn hard these days. Yeah, it's true, man. You guys laugh at all my shit. Okay, you go to bed with some popcorn in your mouth then. If you
I don't. I usually.
Yeah, damn right.
Last thing, because I don't know, I assume you guys aren't watching every single show, but Cuss made a really big deal about the new Matlock show featuring Kathy Bates and how in he is on it, and it's going to be really successful because Kathy Bates is a huge movie star. Since he has made that claim, she has retired from acting.
Oh yeah, the Matlock with Kathy Bates. That's such a loser. Like I that show's got nothing. I love Cuss though, but No, she was good in a few films, but Matlock's Matlock. And why would you
Huge,
try to redo it?
huge movie star Kathy Bates.
Huge movie
Put
star.
her on the marquee. It's sold out.
She plays a pretty good insane person who, when she kept you captive.
Yeah,
Right.
she's not an A-list movie star though.
Canadian? No. But she's
mean, if
done well in
yeah.
her career.
Yeah,
I
great,
assume if you're
great
calling someone a
actress.
huge movie star,
Yeah.
you're saying like they're A-list.
Yeah,
That's my
Cuss is basically
interpretation.
like Tom Cruise, Kathy Bates. Those are the two.
Yeah, no, not in the
So
same.
the guy's
ballpark.
into fucking Matlock with Kathy Bates. What a character this guy is. He is just on his own planet.
I take Cust as a big Murdoch Mysteries guy.
No,
don't know
no,
why.
that's too new for him.
Yeah.
I went to Barbarians one night.
New for him.
My wife,
Barbarians is wicked, by the way.
so
Pat.
my
That's
wife and
a
I went to
stakeout.
Barbarians, and
Yeah.
dude from Murdoch Mysteries is sitting at the table next to us. Yannick,
He's actually a
whatever.
nice guy.
He's like 4'10".
Oh yeah, he's small.
If I stand next to you and you are noticeably short, you real short.
No, dude, that guy's jockey short. I've ran into him too. The guy's short. No, also used to come in that fucking guy, JK, whatever, the killer in
Dobbins.
that Shank show.
Oh,
No, not
J.K. Simmons.
Dobbins.
Simmons.
Yeah, he used to come into Shoeless Joe's.
Whiplash.
My girlfriend's like, dude, I scared the shit out of me in that prison show. That
Yeah,
guy's
when he played the
wicked.
Nazi on Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy, know what? That guy's, he used to come into our bar all the time. Know what? That guy's a nice guy. Like, he's a real, now you want to talk underrated actors? Put that fucking guy in
I
the
mean,
list.
he won an Oscar, just like Kathy.
Yeah,
Bates.
he's pretty-
They're on the
deserves
same
it.
level.
It's pretty
Anyway.
highly rated.
That'll do it on the Pat Mayo experience. One thing I will encourage you all to do is use code Mayo at Underdog Fantasy and get yourself that deposit bonus. Additionally, go to the Forward Progress YouTube channel during the games. Rob does a watch along, and Rob, I think they're great.
Thank you very much. We try hard. I love doing them, honestly. I'm going to watch the games regardless. I might as well do it with a community of people. So, yeah, if you could check it out, Forward Progress on YouTube. Thursday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football. I'm there every game this year.
At Cam Stewart Live on X, and you can check him out on SportsGrid, at Rob Pizzola, and at ThePME. All right, I'm Pat Mayo. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Pat Mayo Experience! Experience!